Over the last year and a half, my main YouTube channel has reached almost 1 billion views. But recently I learned something new about how YouTube works, and it completely changed the way I'm going to approach content in 2026. This year, YouTube has started tightening the rules around shorts. A lot of creators who make short form content are suddenly getting their views capped, their channels demonetized, or their growth completely stopping. And many of them don't even know why. So in this video, I'm going to explain what's really happening. I'll show you the types of shorts that YouTube is starting to push less, the categories that are getting targeted, and the kind of content that will actually be safe in the long run. To keep things simple, I'm going to give you 8 niches that YouTube is slowly removing from the algorithm, explain why it's happening, and tell you what you should do instead so you don't waste months posting the wrong content. Now, if you're currently making videos in one of these niches and you believe your content is technically transformative, here's something important to understand. Over the past 2 years, as YouTube Shorts exploded, the platform became flooded with content that is extremely easy to mass produce. When thousands of people can copy the exact same format using the same footage, viewers eventually get bored. And when that happens, YouTube has to clean up the feed. So the platform starts limiting those categories first because they're the easiest to replicate. You know, it may not feel completely fair, but that's simply how the system works. Let's go through the niches. First, stolen content. I'm not talking about being inspired by another creator's style or format. That's normal. I do that too. What I mean is literally downloading someone else's video, reposting it, and adding captions or an AI voiceover to make it seem like you created something new. In that situation, the original video is still the value, not what you added. And the biggest reason YouTube is cracking down on this isn't only copyright. It's because this type of content is ridiculously easy to mass produce. Anyone can do it. It floods the platform, and viewers are starting to get tired of seeing the same recycled clips. You might say, but I see channels doing this and they're making money. That may be true right now, but it doesn't mean those channels are safe long term. YouTube doesn't have to catch everyone. They only need to make the risk high enough that it stops being a reliable strategy. Second, clip farming. This is when a channel mainly posts clips from movies, TV shows, podcasts, or live streams. Some creators believe adding commentary automatically makes it transformative. Sometimes it does, but most of the time, YouTube doesn't see much added value, especially when the entire channel depends on footage you don't own. Because of that, these channels are becoming risky. They might perform well for a while, but you're basically building a house on borrowed footage. Third, fully AI-generated content. Now, I'm not against AI at all. AI can be a powerful tool, and I use it for ideas sometimes. The problem starts when everything in the video is AI. AI writes the script, AI generates the voice, and AI creates all the visuals. When that happens, the content starts looking exactly like thousands of other channels. There's no personality, no perspective, and no human touch. At first, AI content performed well because it was new, but now there's so much of it that it's starting to look like spam, and YouTube is beginning to limit it. Fourth, AI channel farming behavior. This isn't just about the content, it's about how the channel behaves. For example, uploading dozens of videos in strange patterns or running channels that clearly look like automated factories. Channels that use automation tools with real human direction can still succeed. But channels that are fully automated and pumping out low-quality AI content are raising major red flags. And YouTube's system is getting smarter every day. Fifth, template content. This is when thousands of videos use the exact same editing template, the same fonts, the same transitions, the same pacing. Templates themselves aren't bad, but when everyone uses the exact same template, it turns into copy-paste content. At that point, every video becomes interchangeable, and both viewers and YouTube are starting to dislike that. Sixth, ranking or slideshow content. This includes videos like top 5 something or rank these things. Usually these videos are just recycled clips stitched together with numbers or simple text. This type of content used to perform extremely well, but now it's incredibly saturated and often overlaps with reused footage and low effort editing. Because of that, it's likely one of the first categories that gets limited when YouTube cleans up the feed. Seventh, repetitive meme loops. You've probably seen these. It's the same background clip every time with slightly different text, often designed to loop in 1 or 2 seconds just to force replay views. But those replays aren't real engagement, and YouTube is getting better at detecting that. If your entire channel relies on replay traps, it's probably not going to last. Finally, the worst one, reused uploads. This is when people upload the exact same video again and again. They might change the caption, the crop, or the title, but the content itself is identical. This is one of the fastest ways to get your channel flagged, capped, or demonetized. It's simply not worth the risk. Now, if you're currently creating content in one of these niches, don't panic. It doesn't mean your channel is doomed. It just means you're in a category that YouTube is actively trying to reduce because it's too easy to mass produce. People always ask me the same question: what's the best niche to start on YouTube? But honestly, that's not the real question. What most people are actually asking is, what niche can make me the most money with the least effort? And yes, some niches can do that, but those are usually the first niches YouTube cracks down on. The niches that will win in 2026 are the ones that can't easily be automated, content that requires a real person. Your voice, your perspective, your storytelling, your editing style, something that clearly shows a human made the video. Because when the platform gets flooded with content, YouTube starts prioritizing creators who add value, not those who simply repackage existing content. Remember this: the clip itself is not the value. The value is what you do with it. Your explanation, your storytelling, your pacing, your hook and payoff. If you want a simple way to test whether your content is safe long term, ask yourself 3 questions. First, could someone copy my video in 10 minutes? If the answer is yes, your content may be risky. Second, if the visuals disappeared and someone only listened to the voiceover, would it still be entertaining or useful? If not, you're probably relying too much on the footage. Third, does your channel feel like a real person, or does it feel like a factory? Because people subscribe to people, not factories. So if your views are dropping or flatlining right now, don't immediately assume you're shadow banned. There's a good chance your niche is just oversaturated or being cleaned up by the algorithm. Instead of arguing with YouTube, the smarter move is to upgrade your content so it isn't easily replaceable. If you want, you can comment what niche you're currently making content in and what type of shorts you create. I'll check it out and let you know whether it's risky or solid. And that's it for today. If you found this helpful, consider subscribing.